Hey guys, today I will talk to you about the villain arc. The villain arc is something that we're gonna have. Like right now, we're writing a book about small steps of how to get out of that loophole of depressions that people call it. Like I don't like saying depressions. I like calling it basically a result of bullshitting yourself, of lying to yourself, of running away, of not giving in to the fear. Because fear is your best friend. That's what people don't understand. Fear is what can make you great. Pain is what can make you great. But we run away, so we feel depressed because we're full of shit. So we'll start talking today. We'll go into the villain arc, which are like little major steps for you to get out of that little hole that you dug yourself. So let's get into the video.
NNG Podcast.
If you follow me on my German social media, we have something called the villain arc, and this I'll go right into this thing because I think everybody should do a villain arc once in their lifetime. What does the villain arc mean? You know, like people are like, hey, you call yourself a warrior of light, but you contradict yourself by posting a villain arc every day. The villain arc doesn't mean that you're going to be a villain. It means that you're going to a dark place. You're going to isolate yourself, and you're going to do everything to fight the villain in you, because we have a villain and we have a hero. Like, the villain is the one that turned 90% of the people to losers. The hero is what makes the 1% the 1%. It's listening either to your head, to your thoughts, or to the feeling you have in your gut. And I have a 180-day challenge of where I start a morning routine and go through the whole day. Everything's planned. Why did I do this? Because I noticed, hey man, look, everybody, a lot of people starting to follow me. They like the podcast, but my body, my body isn't at where it needs to be. Like, I'm working out twice a day. We're eating good. We're not eating great. We're eating good. You know, like we're working, we're hustling, we're doing so many things that you slowly start forgetting about the small things that really matter. Like, I wanted to read. Hey, I wanted to do a full split. I wanted to learn a handstand. Since 5 years I've been saying I want to do a handstand. I haven't done it because I was so, let's say, I built a comfort around working out twice a day. And hey, man, that guy, he's a beast, man. And then you start, like, basically it's like you're hiding, you know, from the little things. Because when you look back and you think about all the things that you wanted to be, wanted to do, like, why aren't you being that? Why aren't you doing that? It's because the villain is in your head. The villain is in your mind telling you, hey, it's all good. Eat that pizza. Hey, go out with the boys and have a drink. You've worked so hard. Hey, how about we just stay in bed today? We've had 4 great days of waking up at 5 a.m. Nobody cares. That's the villain in your head. And when you go to a villain arc, you really start, like, looking at, okay, good. I used to have a big team. We used to work out together. Like, we used to go to the gym, 5 people, 4 people, be at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, get our workout in, and then we'd start the day, we'd go eat, and then we'd be in the office, and then we'd be in the office till 7, 8, 9, 10, when we used to twitch sometimes the whole night. And I noticed that, man, in between the work and all, we're chilling. Like, you're in your phone, you got 5 guys in their phones looking at are we really as productive as we can be? So we started the villain arc to really see how far can we take our mind, how far can we take our body. So in this villain arc, I train 3 times a day. My first workout starts at 4 in the morning. Like I wake up at 4:44, and the routine starts basically at 5 a.m. Boom, for an hour. I ice bath, I read. Like, you write down everything that you've been wanting to do. You write down your weaknesses. You write down everything that you're not doing to get where you're supposed to, and you start doing them. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, that's almost 100 hours a year. If you do that consistent every day, you got 100 hours in whatever you're doing. If you're reading a nutrition book, or if you're trying to get better in nutrition, and you read about nutrition 15 minutes a day, you have 100 hours in a year. That's like damn near paying for a master class. And that's what we forget. We always want like the shortcuts, and hey, man, I'll go to this little thing for 4 hours and I'll learn everything I need to do to be a coach. And yeah, you got personal coaches getting their little coaching degrees and it took them 8 hours. 8 hours. 2 days, a weekend seminar, and they got their degree in personal. How can you become a personal coach? How can you become a life coach? How can you become anything in 8 hours? And that's what we've built this world on right now. Like a bunch of delusional motherfuckers that really think because they have a degree that they are who they think they are. And it's just a lie. So I wanted to go to a dark place, and I said, look, man, I'm not going to work out with anybody for the next 6 months. I'm going to leave out all the sugars, because we used to have a cheat day every Sunday. Hey, it's good. It's okay. All the sugars with no sugar, no bread, nothing. Everything that kind of I like, kind of gives me comfort, we took it out. Living room, no couch, nothing, no TV. Just a hard floor. So when I eat, I sit down on the floor like an Asian motherfucker and eat. You feel me? We have no comfort no more. We took all for 180 days. And guess what that happened? Now we're at 104 days. Guess what happened to my mindset? I started noticing that I was bullshitting myself. So if you go back 6 months ago, 7 months ago, 8 months ago, when we started like really like people were like, bro, coach, I've been helping people for the last 2-3 years with my content. But still there was something in me that told me, hey, bro, you're lying to yourself. You're at 95%, 96%. And what people don't get is 95 and 96% doesn't mean shit. Only thing that matters in life is 100%. 96, 97% is like 0%. We had a 97% chance of winning, but we didn't win. If you have 100% chance of winning, you can't lose. So if you put in 100% in anything, there are not going to be any losses. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard looks like. I can talk as a former football player. You had games where you look back and you said, damn, you would look at the tape and you'd be like, oh my gosh, I left that play on the field. I left that play on the field. And now you look at the scoreboard and you see you lost 27-24 by a field goal. And you look at the play and you just see what will happen to me on that play? Because I had 2 sacks. Everybody's like, you balled out. But I didn't see it like that. I dominated the game. But those 3 plays would eat me up the whole week. Because I knew if I would have gotten a sack on that play, that drive ended in a touchdown. It was 3rd and 4. I was tired. I was gassed. It was the 4th quarter. I look at that play and it haunts me. And I never want to feel like that again. That's why we started the villain arc. The villain arc is finding your villain and beating the hell out of him every day for 180 days, for 365 days. Doesn't matter. Whatever your villain arc may be, it may be. Mine's is 180 days. After the 180 days, people are like, what are you going to do after 180 days? Are you going to go back sleeping long and eating sugars? Fuck no. that's what the villain arc is about. It's supposed to wake you up. It's supposed to wake you up and show you the possibilities of who you can be and who you are going to be, and make you never want to go back to who you were 6 months ago. So after the villain arc comes the hero arc, because that's when I start really getting into it. So like, we have these arc seasons where we like, hey, I want to, 6 months it's all going to be about Muay Thai. Like 6 months it's going to be about running. We want to do marathons. It's just like really taking time and investing time. 2 times a day. How many? Like, we have 24 hours. 24 hours. If you really look back yesterday, if you go back and look at yesterday, did you really give 100%? Did you give it your all in every minute? And look, people don't understand. Like, they're like, but you have to sit down and relax. Of course you have rest days and all that. It's great. Of course, I sit down and relax, but I don't relax till I've done everything I needed to do. Because relaxing is good. But you can really relax when you know you've given 100%. Because even, like I said, as a football player, when I go back to games that we lost, like we lost the semifinals against Braunschweig, I had to sack that game and play. I look back at that game, and if you can look back at a game and be like, you left it all out on the field, you kind of have a smile, even in a loss. And that's what I mean. A loss, scoreboard doesn't mean you lost. Once you give 100%, you can't lose. Because you go look back at the tape and you're like, I was going all out. 100% every play. No rest. No, I threw up in my mouth. And I kept playing. My wrist's broken. I kept playing. That's 100%. That's what 100% will give you. A win. Even if the scoreboard says it was a loss. Because you can look in the mirror. You can go back and be like, yo, I give 100%. And that's the problem in today's era. Is hey, my guy David Goggins, he says this all the time. 40%, we're at 40% all the fucking time. And people think 40% is 100% nowadays. We got so comfortable and so lazy. It's unbelievable. I walk outside, I see more fat people. I see more out of shape. And look, skinny people, same thing. There's people that don't gain weight. Like, you think about you have 50% fat people. How many people do you have that are out of shape? Probably 95% of the people. Like, and people will tell me like, hey, I go to the gym. Like, what are you talking about? Dude, you've been fat for 5 years. I don't give a shit if you go to the gym. You're a lazy piece of shit because your nutrition is not right. There's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. Like, I've been there. I've been 310 pounds, 315 pounds. I've been there half my life. And I know the mindset it takes to have a big fucking belly. I know what has to go wrong in your head. And it's called demons. It's called villains in your head that you have not been able to control. They've been controlling you. Every time you put that Twinkie in your mouth, every time you eat that donut, eat that pizza, eat that burger, you're giving in. Because we know that is not, we know sugar kills people. With sugar, I'm not talking about fruit sugar. I'm talking about sugar. Sugar is not good for you. Bread is not good for you. There's certain foods that aren't good for you. And I used to be like, oh, I'll just have the cheat days on Sunday, and then we'll eat pancakes now I make pancakes with ingredients that are 100% natural. There's no sugar in it. Like we the villain arcs, like our mind started, okay, I want to make my own Snickers. So I take the dates. I take we chop up the nuts. We do that shit ourselves now. We don't fucking, there's no more excuses. And that's what we have to understand. Every time you make an excuse, you might believe your excuse, because you've gotten yourself to that state of mind of believing your own lies, but your gut and your spirit, your soul, they know you're a lying piece of shit. And that's what you have to understand. And that's where the depressions come in. That's where the I don't feel good today, I'll lay in bed. And because you're full of shit. And when you're full of shit, how are you supposed to be happy? How are you supposed to be who you are if you're constantly full of shit? I know people that are in great shape. They look great. Big motherfuckers. Full of shit. Like, I was that guy too. 300 pounds, big guy, bench pressing 315 20 times. Full of shit, full of lies. Still drinking alcohol. Lying, cheating. Full of shit. And we built this mask that we forget we even have on. It's like when people, people look for their glasses and they're on their head and they don't even notice that they're on their head. That's how we walk around with our mask. Like, people have a mask on and forgot that they even ever put that mask on, and they start believing that they are, I'm just not gonna, look at him. He's blessed. He has something going for himself. People just really they just let it happen. It's like there's two different type of people. Let's say there's a fucking lion that comes in here right now. There's people that freeze and die, and then there's people that grab a chair and fight. And they come out with one eye and an arm missing, and they tell the story of how they got away from a lion. There's fighters and there's quitters. Winners win and losers lose. Simple as that. I'll see y'all next week. Have a great day.